once again we are back on Boond Tea Talk Train of Thought with a series of an episode with Dr. Chandra Mauli Dwivedi exclusively on Tea Talk Boond. Dr. Chandra Mauli Dwivedi is a CEO and president with MAPS, that's Management and Productivity Consultancy Services. It's a great insights of what we are getting from him on this Tea Talk show. Like for 3 decades, he has been global HR and CSR and managing IPO, mergers and acquisition, outsourcing, global HR, operations and leadership. Sir, a great, rich experience, and I would say the base of an HR is pretty strong, and your leadership qualities.
Thank you.
Now, in fact, since your base is into industrial psychology, and Praveen Samant also was on our show, and many of the HR fraternity to whom I've interacted with, they were in high regards about you. Now, in fact, as for the leadership which are concerned, what do you think, what leaders should do, and what are the practices which you have adopted while being in the leadership role or working within an organization?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for inviting me to the Tea Talk. And it is indeed a pleasure, sir. And I have seen many Tea Talk series, and it has been the eye opener. And I really congratulate you, sir, for doing such an innovative initiative for the corporate world, where actually learning takes place by listening others, by imbibing other practices. Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
Sir, I always feel that leaders must have 2 qualities. One is passion, one is humility. There is no third quality required. Second thing, how you have nurtured, developed, motivated your team, and who has become leader now. That is actually your success. Success, I don't think it is your designation, what position you are. I think success is more that how many leaders you have developed, how many leaders you are leading, how many leaders has become more successful in their profession, and that actually make you as a true leader. I can, sir, give multiple examples, many examples, and let me first talk to very humbly I submit it is their efforts, their preservation, their determinations, they became leader. But some of my secretaries who had been the pure secretary role, I can mention one, there are many, I can mention just few. Reena, who was secretary of mine in the financial technology, I could see she has the potential, she has the skills, she has competence. I motivated her to go in the HR field. She did the education in the HR, and finally I moved her from secretary role to HR role, and she is AVP now. Similarly, Sarina, who was the assistant to my secretary in datamatics, she is now director of one of the MNC company in HR. Vinita, who was also my secretary, she is now general manager HR in one of the IT companies. Many people, even sir, like Praveen, Rakesh, all these people, they used to only busy in their work, they never used to come outside. With so much focus, so much efforts, I used to bring them to the HRIA, and they used to resist like anything. कि नहीं सर, हमको काम करने दीजिए सर, बहुत वर्कलोड है. उनको मैं फ्री फूड कि चलो यार डिनर फ्री कराएंगे, उस लालच से सबको पकड़ के लाता था, पूरी टीम को लाता था, चाहे वो डेटामेटिक्स में हो, चाहे वो FT में हो, इवन दी ESDS, सम ऑफ माई सीनियर कलीग, वो सर स्टेज पे जाने से ही डरते थे. And I used to force them to go on stage and talk to them freely. So all these my people who had worked with me, whether it is datamatics, whether it is financial technology or Fazlani group of company, I made sure they should become a good human being, they should become a good leader, and they should nurture. I mean, sir, Praveen, who was not moving from his chair, he is a right example. He is the chairman of HRIA Advisory Council.
Right.
Rakesh has become HR head in one of the RBI subsidiary. So many of these people.
In fact, many times also happen the leaders who are there, many times they are concerned about their own position, about their own status.
Correct.
The ego which comes in.
Absolutely.
But unless and until you understand the psychological aspects of a person and be a true leader of creating a leaders,
Absolutely.
you won't in the position to be successful. Like, that's the issue.
So it is, sir, always, joy of giving. This I have learned from my guru, that if you give, whether it is knowledge, whether it is wisdom, whether it is experience, all these things will come back to you. So even, sir, the very successful corporate HR heads, for example, one Mr. Mishra ji, he is President Garware, Rani Desai, who was the HR head in the Deloitte, all these people, I pushed them to very hard to take the PhD, and they are now PhD. Some of the people who were not willing to go for professional, like Sajid Patel, one of my colleagues in data matrix, I forced him to do MBA. He was not MBA, and he did MBA from Narsi Munji with flying colors.
Okay.
So I always keep looking, sir. One question I remember, one journalist asked the Dr. Kalam, sir, why you are happy always? What is the reason? हम आपको जब भी देखते हैं आप हंसते रहते हैं. So he told, I always think how I can help others, how I can support others. How I can support my friend, how I can support my colleague, and how I can support the country. So I think, sir, from my own humble way, I always keep thinking, all my friends, what value I can add. How I can support them in their personality, in their knowledge, in their career growth. But I always focus them to be humble. Sir, HR वालों का एक प्रॉब्लम होता है कि वो सोचते हैं कि if God has made anything better than me is the HR people. क्योंकि इतना उनमें ईगो रहता है, because they are close to all the information.
Correct.
Appointment letter देना, confirmation, promotion, data, increments, everything with HR.
All the president, everything is there with
everything. So they feel कि मतलब HR से कौन पंगा ले सकता है. I always feel, sir, HR should work as a business partner. HR should work as a friend where any employee can come and talk to you freely. I always have my gate open. I never close my cabin doors. It is open for all the employees. I feel every employee is my customer. Every employee is most valuable for me. And if this culture can be in the mindset of HR people, HR truly can be a growth partner. HR truly can be change agent of the culture.
In fact, if the many of the ttalk audience and the HR practitioners who are listening to Dr. Chandra Mauli Dwivedi on this ttalk ek Boond Soch ki, with his rich experience as far as HR which are concerned, understanding the psychological aspects of a person and creating a more and more leader in the process, I think it's the more you give, the more you get in return. And I'm sure that's the reason he's very well known personality into the HR fraternity, and many people have got a respect towards him. That's what the leaders are. They have to create more and more leader in the process, and try and ensure the resources should be like you should take all the resources together. You need to upgrade like the resources to the next level. I think that's a way of going ahead as far as the HR practice which are concerned. So thanks a lot. I'm sure like sir, इस तरह की भावना है which is larger than certain things, own ego and understanding having a ego of a position which is there.
Right.
But if you're pushing forward the resources, I'm sure like the organization transforms in a much better way.
Absolutely, sir. And you become the employer of choice. You become a great place to work, and more so, the employee will have lot of sense of pride, lot of trust in the organization, and that's how organization wants. Sir, Tulsi Das ji in his book, he has written the first line, Bhavani Sankaro Bande Shraddha Vishwas Rupino. Shraddha is trust, Vishwas is confidence. If Shraddha, if trust and confidence employee has in your organization, your organization will grow many folds. You will retain key people, they will be loyal to you, they will be committed to you, and they will add value, and they will treat your organization like their own family. So that's how it is very important, inculcating sense of trust, sense of pride, sense of confidence in every single employee, whether it is security guard, whether it is cleaning staff, whether it is pantry boy or the top executive, every individual employee has to be treated equally, and they should be respected, and there should be sense of belongingness.
Good. I'm sure like जब भी यहाँ पे HR guru बैठे रहते हैं, and if any of them who are watching to him, how to bring in the trust, how to bring the confidence in the employees, it comes with leadership qualities, unconditional leadership qualities, and I think if you try and give it back to society, you get more in return. So thanks a lot for spending a valuable time and being part of this show. God bless you in abundance. Thank you very much.